Feeling a little bit like trying to find my heart. Funny when I break it, a lifestyle dark. Honey when I break it, a tight flow spot. When a psycho drop, playing dice, go start on who are you? Better know yourself, know your soul, gotta know your will. Slow your roll, get a hold, don't melt, and don't you fall when I feel like hell. Oh, who am I? M.I.M.E. I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Writing, trying to get myself a lamb color trust for the game. Leave them hanging by a chain, click bang. Feeling rage, feeling fire in my brain, feeling insane. And it's always feel the flame, 45 till my brain, 3 and 4, please fail, no glory.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy King Majin coming back at you guys with another video. And today, I will be doing what if Deku had John's powers from Unordinary. If you haven't read Unordinary, go check it out. It's a good webtoon series. So, Deku will basically just have John's aura manipulation. I'm gonna have trouble determining how long he can hold on to a quirk because in the in the webtoon series, I've seen him use a quirk, use a power, like 3 days after having it. So I might make that Deku's cutoff point for holding on to a quirk. But, without further ado, let's get into the video. Deku's life would generally go the same. Him being diagnosed quirkless to everyone's eyes, and Bakugo bullying him. Deku would grow to really despise people who use their power, like to bully the weak. He wouldn't become like John if you've read Unordinary. John is like this whole messed up person who thinks people aren't good at all. Deku wouldn't be like that, but he would say someone should use their power to protect people, not to bully them. So yeah. 1 week before the start of the anime, Deku would have been on the roof eating lunch until Bakugo and his goons come along. Bakugo would say, "What's the quirkless loser doing up here?" And Deku would say, "Stop it, Kachan," and Bakugo would then cause an explosion right in Deku's face, sending him down to the ground. And Bakugo would say, "Learn your place, you quirkless loser." Deku would look up as Bakugo was walking away, and he would finally be fed up with everything. He would get up and run at Bakugo. Bakugo would say, "So, the quirkless loser has some fight in him." But out of nowhere, Deku would then see Bakugo's aura and then his aura. His aura would then change to look something similar to Bakugo's. Out of nowhere, he will hold up a hand almost instinctually, shooting an explosion right out of it into Bakugo's face, causing Bakugo to be sent to the ground. Bakugo would say, "How do you have my quirk?" Seeing Deku's hands explode, and Deku would say, "I don't know. But I won't have you bullying me anymore, Kachan." And Bakugo would say, "Why you?" Afterwards, he would get up and throw an even bigger explosion. But out of nowhere, all of Deku's body ignites with a big explosion. All the sweat around him explodes, making his clothes scorched, knocking Bakugo out. His goons would then drag him away, and Deku would be thinking, "Do I have the ability to take or copy other people's quirks?" Over this time, Deku would have learned what his ability is. He would call it aura manipulation. He would have reported his thing to the quirk registry, and afterwards, he would have been practicing with it, learning that he can at least copy 2 people's quirks at once, and there's a time limit for as long as he can hold on to them. About 2 days, for now. Over this time, Deku would have been in many fights with Bakugo, with him winning almost all of them. Because he can copy any type of emitter quirk, not anything like transformation and emitter quirks he can copy, but not mutation. So yeah. Over this time, Deku would have been start of the anime. Deku would have been walking to school, seeing Mountain Lady, thinking, "Why don't I copy her quirk?" And he would think, "Nah, it's too flashy. It's too much. And if I can't control it, if I do it in public, I'll probably hurt someone. I need to practice or analyze her quirk even more than I've already been." Around this time, the teacher would have been saying, "You guys need to figure out what you want to do with your lives." Then he would throw out all the testing papers or whatever and say, "Who are we kidding? We all know you want to go to the hero course. And you all know it's coming, so..." That eyeball guy really makes me mad. He is by far one of the weakest people here, including Fat Neck and Long Neck. Look on the top shelf for me, Long Neck. I'm sorry, I had to. Bakugo will give his whole speech about being the best and how he's the only one getting a UA, and the teacher will say, Izuku, don't you want to go to UA? Everyone here wouldn't laugh, and they would say, huh, you could probably do it. Your quirk is pretty strong, Deku. Deku would say, yeah, I want to go to UA. Bakugo would say, why would they want to have you when they can get me? And Deku would say, why would they? A hothead like you? I bet UA is just falling over themselves to get to you. And Bakugo would say, what did you say to me, you nerd? And Deku would say, you heard what I said, Bakugo. And Bakugo would say, now that you have a quirk, you're all confident, aren't you? And Deku would say, what I've seen from you is the same thing here. And Bakugo would say, what? And Deku would say, you were always confident in your quirk, so why can't I be confident in mine? And Bakugo would say, and Deku would say, yeah, think about that. Around this time, Deku would be walking home and get attacked by the sludge villain. He would then surround the sludge villain in a type of psychic barrier. He has his mom's telekinetic quirk right now, so I picture, like, John's ability, he could copy someone's ability and improve upon it. So I'm figuring that will happen with Deku as well. Showing, like, in the previous panel, you guys saw how he ignited an explosion from his entire body. So that's how his quirk evolves from the person he takes it from or copies it from. So yeah, I just want to explain that. He would then put in a psychic barrier and squeeze him down to the ground, knocking him out. All Might would then come seeing what Deku did and collect the sludge villain. All Might would then try to leave with Deku grabbing onto his leg. All Might would say that was very dangerous. And Deku would say, I just wanted to ask you something. And All Might would say, what is it? I'm busy, kid. And Deku would say, actually not that. I just forgot what I asked. And All Might would say, what? Bye, kid. And Deku would say, is this society right? And All Might would then take an interest in what he's saying. Deku would say, is it fair to have the weak pushed down to the very bottom and have the strong who don't deserve the power on top? And All Might would say, I haven't heard a kid like you think of it that way before. And Deku would say, I've been at the bottom my whole life, but recently I just unlocked my quirk, and now everyone's just fawning over me because I have power. And All Might would say, that's just the world, kid. And Deku would say, that's just the world? You perpetuate this hero society, and that's all you have to say. Oh, sorry guys. All Might would then have nothing to say to this, saying, I don't know, kids, that's just the way the world works. Deku would then run off saying, what? And then look back and seeing All Might transform into his normal form. He would then say, what? And All Might would say, apparently you see this, kid. Oh wait, sorry. You see me, kid. And Deku would say, what happened? He would then mention that fight with that chainsaw guy, but then he would say, this is from a different villain. And Deku would say, who? And All Might would say, let's not get into that. Kid, the world is unfair. I would suggest you just become the best hero you can possibly be. And Deku would then look at All Might and turn away, saying, you might have lost faith, but I believe this society can be even better. And All Might would say, how? And Deku would say, I don't know, but I plan on changing it. Later, All Might would be left shocked, saying, this kid wants to change society. Seems like a good kid, maybe a possible successor. He would be thinking this, not saying this out loud. Afterwards, they would hear an explosion, and this would be the explosion where Bakugo is captured by the sludge villain. Deku would then run in with All Might saying, kid! Deku would then go in, grabbing Bakugo, pulling him out of the sludge villain. The sludge villain would then come at Deku. Deku would then put an explosion in his hand, copying Bakugo's quirk. Afterwards, he would then capture the sludge villain in a psychic barrier, squishing him down to the ground once more, knocking him out cold. Around this time, the reporters would gather around Deku and say, sorry guys, the reporter would then say, kid, that was incredible, what's your quirk? And Deku would say, I call it aura manipulation. And that's as far as he would get with them before the pro heroes would then say, you two did amazing, but they would then chastise them for running in recklessly. And Deku would say, if I hadn't been there, he would have died, and it would have been on all four of you. At this time, Bakugo and Deku would be walking home, and Bakugo would then say, I didn't need your help. And Deku would say, shut up, Bakugo. And Bakugo would then try to walk away, but before he walked away, he would say, thanks. Then storm off angrily. And Deku would say, did he just thank me? Huh, looks like I'm one step closer to fixing Hero Society. Around this time, All Might would then walk around the corner, saying, hello, young Midoriya, then pop back into his Small Might form. He would then offer Izuku the court, saying, will you be my successor, young Midoriya? And that's it for the video, you guys. I had to pause a few times while I was recording this, so I'm sorry about that, but I think it turned out pretty well. The next thing coming out will be Overlord, so yeah. After that will be Yard Rat, with his Yard Rat was on Earth when Goku landed, so be prepared for that after Overlord. And if you've made it to this point in the video, comment down below. Let me think. Undertale. But this has been King Majin, signing out. Peace.